Before we jump into today's episode, I just want to say, as always, we are not here to treat, prevent, or cure any disease or illness. We are here strictly for educational purposes and to provide you with information that can help you, your friends, and your family thrive and be the healthiest, happiest versions of yourself that you can be. So, with that being said, let's jump into today's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to the Health Tea with Taylor Nash and Dr. Lisa Carr. Today we are bringing you episode 4, all things immune system, and we are extremely passionate about that here,
my goodness, yes.
Especially this time of year.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am super stoked
needs
about this topic.
Yep.
It's probably one of my favorite topics.
Yeah.
Because I think it largely affects everything,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think there's a lot of misinformation and things that people are missing.
Yeah, absolutely.
About immune system. And
Right.
so these are simple things that they can do and actually just kind of get into their lifestyle, because it's all about lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Health is about lifestyle. Immunity is about lifestyle. And so
100%.
I'm super excited about our topic today.
Yes, absolutely. So let's take a little trip down memory lane first. I think we all remember 2020.
Yes.
How it affected us.
And beyond.
And beyond.
Yeah.
What it's been like after that.
Yeah, for sure. And as much as we think that this is different, immunity is still the same thing. So unless we want to repeat, then we got to get smarter.
Yeah.
And we got to get smarter at large.
Right.
Because a few people doing something is not going to make as big of an impact as everybody doing it. Or
Worldwide.
Most people doing. Right,
Yeah.
for sure. And so to me, that is the biggest thing. I mean, if some of the things we're going to address today, we're going to actually be able to put this out at large so that people can do it together as a community. And I'm loving the community feel, because I think that that's how we make change.
Right.
If we're all loving one another, if we're all kind,
Mm-hmm.
if we're all being considerate, that's how you really make change.
Right. Absolutely.
And so when you talk about health, that's going to be how we make change, is affect our lifestyle and community by everybody, as many as people doing it as we can.
Mm-hmm. We're in it
So
together.
how we want to jump in, because this is a big old,
It's a big
it's
one.
not even a swimming pool. It's like a lake, an ocean. It's so big.
Yes.
It's so big, such a big
Yes.
topic. And we can come at it from so many different angles.
We could.
But we want to make it as simple as possible. And this won't be our first, because we're
Right.
actually going to do a class on this, like
We
in
are.
person.
Yes, another workshop.
Put some great tools together,
Yeah.
get some blends going, and get some information in the hands of people that are really ready to build an arsenal
Mm-hmm.
for their health. And so can't wait to do that. But we wanted to put this out first because some people may not be able to get to the class.
Yeah,
So,
a little precursor.
Yeah, a little precursor.
So we definitely want this information to be available to
For sure.
everybody, even
Yes.
people that can't attend. But I guess one of the biggest things I want to dive into is, why do you think 2020 was able to expand so far? Like, do you think lifestyle played a huge role in that
Oh, my
as a
goodness.
society as a whole? Like, what do you think was the big key there?
Absolutely. When we first were approaching kind of the scary comments of this is kind of happening overseas, and it may or may not be headed our way, I knew it was going to hit big because of our lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about the amount of chemicals that we're exposed to, the amount of non-cookers, like fast food type thing, sugar just over the top, that's what made the biggest impact.
Yeah. I
It
mean, all the
was
chemicals we're exposed to on a daily basis.
Oh my goodness, yes.
It's wild.
Right, and because we're not detoxing on a level that we should be, and surely you want to put less in. You want to put less in. So, using clean products, and people don't realize. Okay, so it's just not something people are pulling out of the air. This is actually stuff that we're seeing. So this is not something I'm guessing at. This is something that I absolutely know.
Yeah, and we see it all the time.
All the time. And it's not like, no, this is quantifiable, documented. You can see if you have a lot of chemicals, if your body cannot detoxify them, if you're over toxic, if you have channels blocked, you are going to struggle in your immune system, period.
Yeah, I've definitely become that person that I almost used to look at, and I don't want to say judge back in the day, but I would see those people that were constantly reading labels, and I was like, y'all, I ain't got time for that. But now I am also that person. That's like, what is it? Especially for my son, I'm always looking at what's in anything I buy for him.
And I applaud you, because if we don't protect the next generation, it's going to be bad.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't grow up with all of this. Mm-hmm. My mom and our grandparents didn't grow up with this. But these children are born into this. Mm. So just imagine, when you talk about epigenetics, and that's the study of your environment and impact on your health on a cellular level, and just the processes in your body, just your body was not made, to put and go through all these chemicals every day, daily. One of the studies I looked at was they tested an umbilical cord, and it had over 200 chemicals. Oh. And that's before the baby hit the scene.
That's scary.
That was through the mother. So just have the baby on the outside, and, anything from, body washes and the things that we allow our children to play with, and, goop, that colored, what is
slime?
That? Okay, slime. What is that? Okay. Okay, and I realize that they label it a toy, but anything that you touch or touches you, if it has a chemical, if it is leaching chemicals, if you can smell it, then it's in there. It's in there. And you are absorbing those chemicals.
I think I heard the rate when something's on your skin, it takes like 35 seconds to hit your bloodstream.
That's exactly.
That's scary. So think about anything you put on your skin, whether it's perfume, lotion, any of that. I mean, all those big old names you can't read on the bottle, that's going straight into your system.
Okay, and what does that do? Right. And that's the study of epigenetics. That's the study of how are we now, children being born with disease. I mean, does anybody see the rate of hospitals for children that are going up? Mm-hmm. Like they're like just
exponential.
Yeah, it's just building them. So that means that we have more sick kids.
Right.
And then these rare diseases. Where do you think this comes from? Like, how does this happen? It's like, okay, we just got out of thin air. Our parents, our grandparents didn't deal with this.
No.
So it's our environment that's toxic.
So how do you feel about like people saying that everything's like too sterilized now, too clean, compared to like y'all's generation where everybody was drinking out the
the hose. I even made it right off the vine.
So, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, this
like
is the thing.
Too,
it depends on the cleaning. So if you are the person that thinks that you have to Clorox everything down, well, you're actually killing the good bacteria on your hand that is made to be
killing everything.
So that's what I have to say to that. There's things that we're using that are actually killing the good stuff. So it's shooting the good cops.
Yeah.
Now you have no police. Okay, so guess what? There's always going to be criminals.
Right.
We are made in a world of bacteria, but our bodies were designed to handle that.
Right.
But you kill your good cops and you destroy your gut flora.
The balance is off.
The cops, all the good people are been laid out.
Yep.
And now you got all these bad police officers just taking over and multiplying.
Right.
So we don't think about that.
And it's even harder to come back from, because then you're more susceptible to bigger things. Yes. And it's going to be harder to fight it.
Right.
So you really want to start with square one and make sure you're good there, because then it just domino effects if it gets bad.
And that's a big play on digestion. I'm going to put a pin in that right there. Digestion is not just digesting your food. It's also making sure you have good gut flora and good microbiome. And mixing it up and eating foods that are fermented, and just making sure, and that's what we specialize in. That's what I love about what I do, about what you do, is that we get a chance to see, okay, so where's the deficiency? Where's the lack? How's your environment in your body? Are you good? And if you're not, let's get you good.
Right.
Let's get you stronger.
Yeah.
Let's get you so that, you can touch a handle and not get everything off of it.
I know, and going back to the gut real quick, that's what I tell people all the time. I can't remember the exact percentage, but it is vast majority of like your immune cells in your body are created in your gut.
Right.
So if she's wiped out, immune system's already down.
It's already down.
Down for the fight.
Down for the fight. You don't even have a chance.
Nope.
And that's why you see people get sick every year. Mm-hmm. They deal with something every year. Well, that tells you that should be like the thermostat in your body. That tells you exactly where you are. And then for the people that don't get sick, what do you look like?
Right.
I mean, are you a train wreck? waiting to happen. Because sometimes we're riding on the graces of, and this is a Chinese medicine, you are past ancestral chi. So your body's ability to heal is given from your parents. Well, if you spend it up in the first 20, 30 years of your life, what are you going to have for later on?
Right.
If you ride, the wheels on the bus till they fall off, you're not doing anything. I don't take nothing. I don't do anything.
Right.
I'm just here. I never get sick.
That's cool until the wheels fall off, and you're like, well, what do we do now?
What do we do now? And then now you're in the middle of an ocean trying to figure out how to get to the shore.
Right.
And a lot of times that sends that person into panic because it's like, it's overwhelming because I've never been sick.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's all about immune system.
Yeah.
It's all about immune system. It's all about environment. So we just touched on a small topic about the chemical and the chemical loads. But what about our foods?
Food's everything. I feel like it is almost everything. I mean, what we put in is what we get out.
Yeah, for sure.
True.
Trash in, trash out.
Yeah.
For sure. So if you put good things in, so during this time, there's books out there that talk about, like during the fall, because the root vegetables are now prevalent, the squashes, you get sweet potatoes all the time, potatoes, whatever. But they're saying that to eat the fruits and vegetables that are seasonal to us, because that actually is like form and function, like basically a sign,
right? A
divine sign that it's time to switch.
Yeah. And
eat off the land that is from those are things that are hardy. And that's what they did back then.
Yeah.
I don't know. My mother hated beans because she ate them when she was younger. But beans, like making bean soup.
Yeah.
Beans. I grew up on beans and rice, and it wasn't because we were poor. I just loved them.
Right.
Today I like beans and rice. That is one of my favorite things. Soup. Yeah. Absolutely love.
Me too. Any time of year, it could be 1,000 degrees outside. I'll be eating some hot soup.
And not even feeling the temperature change.
Yeah.
I love soup.
Yeah.
And I don't know about, some people, like I'll say to people sometimes, well, a cup of tea, hot tea. And they're like, I don't like tea. I don't like things that are hot. And sometimes that has to do, and that's the Ayurvedic side where they talk about too much heat in the body, the dosha.
Yep.
That's a whole nother side. But all of it's good. All it's good information. If you're holding too much heat, then that might be why you have an aversion to, I don't want to, anything hot.
Yeah.
Like I was telling, I went to get a cup of coffee because I was just like over the top tired, just finished traveling. And I was like, they asked me if I wanted iced or hot. I was like, first of all, I don't even drink this stuff. But when I drink it, I'm definitely not going to go for an iced coffee. Who does that? Because it almost seems like iced coffee doesn't seem. Yeah, and it's just a preference. But it was just weird how we're mixing it all up.
We're mixing it
all up.
I know. It is a preference thing, though. I've had both, but I can't really do coffee anyways.
I know it, and I hate to do
I'm
it.
I'm a tea gal all day.
I love tea, but you go to different parts of the United States, they don't really have it. You can go to a restaurant and they say, well, do you have herbal tea? And you get like, no.
Right.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Who in the United States doesn't have herbal tea? But apparently you guys don't. So,
right.
I'm okay with that because when I come home, got my tea. got my tea for sure. But I absolutely love tea.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to drink. But water.
Water.
Hydration,
y'all. And no, you don't be looking at your can of Coke and be like, well, there's water in it. It's got a base of water.
I'm going to tell you, the body is not stupid.
No.
Only water will be accepted as water.
Yeah.
Only water goes into cell. Coke does not go into cell. It'll actually, things that are like highly caffeinated, especially things like that, are very dehydrating to the body.
Yeah, that's so actually to drink more of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That's a kind of like a tip.
Yeah.
Makes you thirsty.
Yeah.
Quenches your thirst, really?
Yeah, right.
So when you drink water, you are not only hydrating your cells and every tissue, even your brain and everything, but how about you can make enzymes and balance hormones and make hormones because you have water.
Right.
So just think, if the body is missing something, do you think it can function efficiently and effectively?
No.
Not going to happen.
No.
So just being dehydrated is affecting everything. And I've seen dehydrated white blood cells.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you can't even tell
they're very dim.
Yeah, dim and tiny, like probably a third of the size. I mean, tiny.
They look like they had all the water sucked out.
Yeah, that's exactly like a little
raisin. They really do. They look very unhealthy.
They don't even look like white blood cells. You almost have to lean and say, "Yeah, that's a white blood cell."
Yeah,
but and you don't see any movement.
Right.
They don't have any vitality, and this is just from water.
And that's what your body's fighting with, y'all. All right. Look, we got Mike Tyson or we got some little tiny skinny guy. We can't fight with that.
We can't fight with that.
We can't fight with that.
You're not going to fight with it.
No, you're not. It's going to be like, good luck on that one. We'll see you later.
Right. So that being said, that's off the jump is water.
Key.
Half your body weight in ounces, clean water. Now, we'll go through the water discussion at another time, but I like distilled water because it is cleaner water. When you can't get distilled, you're going to pay for it. You can't get the little crinkly whatevers and thinking you're just getting water that's been run through a fish filter, really.
Right.
The smell is out of it. That's about it, but nothing else. But you want to get a brand that, has some kind of integrity. You might have to do research. But like I say, I either get water from home,
right,
which is this jug right here, or it is distilled water.
Right.
I try to get water because I don't need minerals from water. I get my minerals from my food.
Right. People don't think about that though, because they always got the super boosted, electrolyte, balanced, flavored, all types of water, and it's like, wow, trying to really upsell this thing.
Okay, so think about it. So if electrolytes are synthetic, do you think your body says, "Oh, synthetic electrolytes, what I love," or does it say synthetic electrolytes? What do I do with that?
Right.
Your body only speaks food.
Yeah.
So if it's not a pure food-based electrolyte, it goes on by.
Yep.
It goes right on by, and you pee it out.
Yep.
And then whatever residue of the chemical, now you got to detox.
Yeah.
Now you got to detox.
It stockpiles. It really
I
does.
can't tell you how many people sit up in front of us and say, "Oh, I do electrolytes." Like,
yeah.
No, you really don't. I'm sorry.
Gatorade.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh no. I can't stand that stuff.
Oh man.
Chemicals.
But going back to the food too, I think it's like, I know a lot of people, the main thing I hear is, well, it's so expensive to do organic. But it's like, my thing is, it's so much better in the long run. Like, a good analogy would be like, if you got a boat, like a metal boat, right? Is it better to just weld it now or put a piece of little, duct tape, scotch tape on there? Well, it'll get you by for 2 seconds
sink.
and then it crashes. Might as well do the work now. Take a little time, weld that joker, and then you're good for the long haul. But it's the same with your food. You got to put in good quality stuff now so you're good down the road. Yeah. We can't put trash in and expect to feel great.
Well, if you really think about it, even more so, that is a great analogy. I absolutely loved it. But when I think about it, I think about you either pay now or you pay later.
Right. Yeah.
You will pay. The bill always comes due.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ride your body into the ground, not caring about what you eat, not caring about what you drink, not caring about what you put, if you do that, eventually you're going to end up and you're going to be at a decision that you're not going to want to make. And then you got these people, you got to die or something. Well, you can shorten your life. And then what about the quality of life? Do you want to spend like 20 years dying?
No energy, feeling terrible, moods bad.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, and then you get all these, oh, my legs hurt, I can't get up and
walk.
That's what I'm saying. Joint pain, back hurts, headaches all the time.
Quality of life.
No sex drive. Just the whole shaboodle shuts down. But it's a slow
Can't breathe.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm living proof of that whole thing right
so
there.
So sorry for the people that I see that can't walk around the grocery store.
Yeah. I see a lot of young people that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's more than like the elderly that I see on them little carts. You know what I mean?
I don't know where the elderly are, but I see the people my age.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be driving around the store. That's not supposed to be a thing.
No.
And if it is, get better.
Right.
Do what you can do to get better. Don't just settle into driving at the store
Right.
and not being able to walk around. Because this is the thing. You're going down.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You're going
Slowly
down. So
descending.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so we want to make sure that we thrive.
Yeah.
Vibrant life.
Right.
You know? So you can be around for your grandkids if you so choose to.
Yeah.
You know, be around for your own self. Because, you know, grandparenting has changed. Grandparents still have lives now.
Yeah.
You know, they do things and they go places and they
Right.
travel and they like, okay, you try to get a babysitter now for some of these grandparents.
They act like they're 16. I feel like I need to switch ages with Ben's parents. I'm like, what in the world? Get you home at 2 in the morning? Where are y'all at? Oh yeah.
And it's so funny because it's like, oh, I'm gonna be. I'm not available that weekend. I'm not available that weekend.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny.
My half of my life.
It's funny, but you know what? Gotta thrive. It's
Yeah.
good to live, but you want to thrive.
Right.
You want to be long and strong and go. Longevity. It's all about longevity.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So in emotions, so emotions is a big part of health too. So
Oh,
feeling good. So if we're feeling down all the time, what is that doing to our body?
So feeling down or anxious,
Right.
that actually affects your immune system. Any strong emotion. And that's why I think 2020, that's why I know 2020 hit really hard, is because we began to watch in fear.
Yep.
So
took hold of
the
world.
Yeah. If you sit there, I'm think about it.
That frequency just hit everybody.
It hit everybody. It's
Yeah.
a frequency of fear, and fear is paralyzing. If you ever remember the movies, you know, and somebody, you know, the kid sees the giant coming after him, and then he just freezes.
Yeah.
And sometimes pees on himself. That used to be the joke.
Yeah.
But it actually does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because your kidneys store fear.
Oh.
Your kidneys
I didn't
store
even
fear.
Think about it from that
so yeah,
perspective.
Kidneys store fear. So, you know, that fear, it's just like it's paralyzing. It's paralyzing to your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're sitting there listening to things that make you fear, sitting there looking at things that make you fear, you're actually causing that thing to paralyze your immune system.
Yep.
It's pretty sad, though.
It is sad. I mean, so many of us live in that state. I mean, even now.
Yeah.
Post 2020, that whole everything.
Yeah.
There's still people that are, you can tell, they're driving in their car by themselves, but they still got the shield on, and it's really taken a hold and changed a lot of lives, for sure.
I really feel sorry for people that are living in fear. And I'm not saying don't be haphazard or don't be cautious.
Mm-hmm.
But I am saying that if you have an emotion of fear, then you're actually putting yourself in an environment to be able to get sick.
Yeah, you're putting yourself on that level.
And that's sickness on any level.
Right.
That ain't just repeating 2020. That's everything.
I mean, if you're fearing something, you're focusing on it.
Right.
So then you're just telling your body, all right, this is what we're focusing on. So you're making yourself so susceptible to getting what you're scared of. Because that is what you are that's the level you're putting yourself on.
Right.
So.
And you know, I really believe that we kind of draw those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many times have you met the girl that keeps drawing the same guy because she's fearing that she's going to draw that same guy? Or even guys the same way, you know?
Yep.
And so we draw what we focus on. It's almost like the thing that you don't want happens.
Yeah. Opposite day. Yeah.
Opposite day. So, yeah. So, being angry can cause your immune system to be compromised.
Mm-hmm.
Living in guilt.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's what they call, you know, acceptable, like mom guilt. If it's guilt off the top, like if you, oh my goodness, I just feel so bad, then you're going to affect your immune system. If it's fear, of course, that is, but even grief.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this hits hard for me because me just losing my mom, not even a year ago, I have to constantly tell when I get that wave, that tsunami wave that reminds me of how much I miss her, and I'm like, oh, nope. I'm going to grieve in a healthy way. I'm going to celebrate her life, and it's a natural part. I have to really talk myself from not grieving.
Right.
And so that being said, and it's real, because me and my mom were like this.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and so I have to make sure that grief doesn't take over my life or my health.
Yeah.
Because grief stores in the heart.
Oh, yeah.
And in the lungs.
You can get lost in it.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
You can be sitting there by yourself having a whole scenario play out for an hour, and then you're like, oh, wait, reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back.
So when it knocks at the door, I know that I have to deal with it. And that's any emotion. Emotion. Like I said, staying in that emotional state, sitting there thinking those thoughts actually compromises your immune system for sure.
Yeah.
It's a
big part.
It's a big part.
Big part. So I guess one of the biggest things that people really want to know too is what are some of the main remedies? I know people know like the vitamin C, stuff like that, vitamin D, but like what's some really good staples as well, other than those two that we could have in our artillery at home for ourselves and our kids?
Okay, so first let's backtrack.
Yeah.
So let's get water.
Yeah.
Because if you can take 1 million supplements, if you're not drinking water, guess what? That's a pillar that you don't have.
Right.
Sleep.
Yeah.
I tell all the clients, and you do as well, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour before bedtime, off a phone. In fact, as the sun goes down, just do less phone time.
Yep.
Because that blue light from the computer, the phone, the TV is affecting the pineal gland, and it's affecting not only your quality of sleep, but the production of melatonin.
Yeah. Telling your body you're still
hey, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. That's why you get the energy.
Yeah.
That's why you get this energy when you get okay, I thought I was tired, but now I'm okay. No, you're not okay. You just tricked your body, and your body's like not thinking it's time to go to sleep, and it's wide awake when it's time to go to sleep. So
many
sleep is important. So water, sleep, and food.
Yeah.
We gotta get back to cooking.
Yeah.
Gotta get back to cooking good, healthy food.
Taking the time.
Oh gosh,
a little bit of time.
I'm not trying to, throw any one fast food restaurant under the bus. I just throw all of them under the bus. Right. At the same time,
we all know who they are.
If you eat on a frequent basis, and it could be a couple times a week, there are excitotoxins in food.
Yep.
And not only does that mess with your brain, but guess what? That's a chemical your body's like having to get rid of.
Right.
So not only is it going to affect your sleep, but it's going to affect your body's ability to digest your food. It's going to mess up your gut flora. It's a domino effect with all of that stuff there.
Yep.
So going back to the basics of a good complex carbohydrate, like a good meal would be like if you did brown rice, salmon, and vegetables. Like if you do a mixed medley, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like the medley that they have at Costco, the one that's organic.
Yeah.
But if you go get, if you do your own broccoli, make sure it's organic. I'm telling you, those chemicals is going to really make a big deal about your immune system. So keeping that in.
We got to bring back salads and meals.
Salads. They used to do a salad before every meal.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
For the natural enzymes.
Right. And getting salads.
Yeah.
Getting salads. And it's interesting because you think as the wintertime comes around, people eat less and less salad. But maybe for lunchtime, you make sure you have a salad.
Right.
Or, you flash sauteing your kale. Instead of boiling kale and collard greens till they have no nutrients in them. Flash saute it in some fresh garlic and some, it breaks down in olive. It's not as tough in olive oil or, some kind of coconut MCT. Something to get yourself some good, solid nutrition.
Right.
That's where it's going to be at. And, if we did that more often, our kids would subscribe to that.
Normalize it.
Because we don't have it, it's like, ew.
When it is there, they're like, whoa,
what is that?
This don't look like my normal that we get in the drive-thru.
Right. Or even if you just heat up in the microwave. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't own a microwave. No microwave is in my house because I know that it's killing the nutrients in food. You can put it, they did a scientific experiment where they watered a plant, two same plants, watered one with microwave water, and they let it cool, of course, and that's what they fed it. That plant died. Other plant was thriving. It changes the molecular structure of the food. It destroys it. So water and anything else. Think about it. If you're eating anything from a can, how did it stay in that can without molding? And how does it has zero frequency. Now these are studies being done. Zero frequency, zero nutrition. Yeah. So if you're eating stuff out of a can, you just ate some colorful fiber.
Yeah.
Fiber is good, but where did nutrition go?
Right.
So if you think about food, get back to the basics. It's alive. Let it be fresh. You're going to have to spend money. Grass-fed and grass-finished beef. You want to get wild-caught fish. As much as altered, you want unaltered food. No GMO stuff. Make your own granola. And there's some, I like shopping. I'm so glad there's so many companies that they had to put it on this side of the aisle. Now we got aisle. Before we had little sections. See, this is a pushback from the consumer. And we're not going to buy this. So now we have okay, we got options. Yeah. And I thank God we live in a time we have options. So what are some of the things that you feed your son? I know you feed your son amazing. So I want to hear some of the stuff you let him do.
Yeah, so the biggest thing to me is, so literally before he was, I think, between the age of when he was born, obviously, to 3.5, because grandma's had to kick in and introduce him to candy. But before that, I never gave him candy. Even if it was Halloween, I was I know it sounds bad, but I was at the end of the day, I know in the long run I'm looking out for him, because once they start on that sugar kick as a kid, that's all they want.
That's all they want.
They're going to grow up and be an adult like I was, where I would just, had snacks. I was constantly had snacks available. Right. So the biggest thing for him is I just made fruit his sweets. I always had them readily available in eye level so he could grab them.
Yeah.
So if he wanted it, he didn't need me. He was just oh, it's right here. I can grab it. So bananas, apples, grapes, blueberries, strawberries. That's always a staple in our house, and he loves them. So I would say starting early is good, and doing the best that you can. I know as parents, we cannot be perfect with what our kids eat. I mean, they're going to have birthday parties they go to. You can't put them in a bubble.
Yeah.
But in our house, I can control that a lot more than external world.
Right.
So I try to do my best. I'm not perfect with it all the time, but for the most part, I really try.
But he will know what the truth is.
Oh, yeah, he'll know
what's good for his body.
And it's going to become his normal. It's going to be weird to eat poor when he gets older, you know what I mean?
It's going to be home base for him, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we go to the store, not that he has any gluten allergy or anything, but he still knows what gluten-free is. He's like, oh, Mom, we were standing in the line at a shopping place, and you know how they have all the candy and everything set out. Well, they had these snacks, and he's in front of 30 people, Mom, it's gluten-free and dairy-free and vegan. I was laughing so hard, and they were all looking at me oh, Lord, she's that mom. But anything that's inflammatory to the body, whether it's sugar, dairy, I try to really reduce that with him.
Oh, good
for the most part.
That's good for you.
Even if I get him the Annie's brand stuff, I do like their stuff, and I still get the gluten-free with that one. Snacks, what do I do for snack? I switch it up a lot. They're little vegetable straws, but they're not this. I can't remember the brand off rip, because I get they make the veggie straws, but those are loaded with chemicals. Yeah. So I just try to find stuff like that. I get him the little healthy granola bars. He likes those. I always have some form of fruit, whether it's an apple, banana, something like that. And I just switch it up. He does hot dogs, but I pay the extra price for those. Yeah. I do get the extra bougie hot dogs that don't have all the added.
No nitrate,
Yeah, because he is a kid, and he still wants to have easy food, because I pack his lunch every day, and I ain't got time to be making all the crazy cutout sandwiches all the time. I am not that mom, y'all. I'm going to be frank with you. I mean,
not the dinosaur shaped
sandwich. Yes, exactly. There is easy options that are still healthy. Yeah. You just got to look for them and do your research.
Right.
So that's what I do. And same thing with his bath products.
Right.
I make sure all those are clean stuff. Because I'm if I'm going to treat myself well, why am I not going to treat my son to the same thing?
Absolutely.
I got to spend the money on him, too. That's why I'm his mom.
Right.
I got to look out for him.
Got to look out for him, because he's going to be around it, where he's at, like we were talking about, where he's starting out now. Mm-hmm. He's going to, the longevity of his health is going to determine what we're doing now when he's growing.
Yeah. You know? And that's the other thing. The only thing he's ever drank as a beverage is water.
Oh, wow.
Straight up. Ever since he was a kid. He don't even like to drink milk, really. He's just water. we go out to a restaurant, water.
I'm
like, all right.
So
They're
he
like,
already knows.
Yeah, though it's funny because like when the waitress comes up, they're like, "Do you want a Coca-Cola or sweet tea?" And I'm like, "No, he does not." He's like, "I'll just take water."
And since when? Why would you ask a child?
I see it
what
all the
they want?
time.
Yeah,
I see
it's
people
crazy.
giving their children soda all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm like trying not to cringe on the inside.
Yeah, it's
I'm
bad.
like, what benefit is that giving your kid right now other
You
than a sugar
You
rush?
just paralyze their immune system. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not, trying to step on any toes. I'm just all about health. And if your kids are drinking soda, they're at a grave disadvantage.
Mm.
Immune wise,
Yeah.
health wise, every wise,
Yeah.
every station.
Yeah.
It's a super chemicals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you have the privilege of not starting, don't start.
Yeah.
If you're in a situation where you started, have the conversation, and everybody get off of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so I guess I can dive in real quick to like what supplements I give him on a daily basis to keep him good. So I have it's a Himalayan herb mix. Again, can't remember the brand off the top of my head. I'll have to link it in the video somewhere. But it's a daily detox that I can give him. It helps detox heavy metals, parasites, things like that. He does not like the taste. I will let you know right now. A lot of things good for you supplement wise.
Don't
not gonna taste that
but it's
great,
okay.
but it's fine. So he does that one, and then I have a bee complex that he takes every day. All the bees,
good.
And then it's like the droppers. Those are just easier for him to take. And then I have a vitamin D plus K2, a D3 plus K2, and then I have his multivitamin,
right,
which is a liquid. And then because we don't do the gummies,
right,
don't do the gummies.
Don't do the gummies.
Don't
y'all.
do the gummies. Too much junk in there. And then I'm trying to think of probiotics. He takes a children's probiotics. I got to make sure his gut is tip top shape.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's all about keeping him well.
Yeah.
Keeping him
enzymes. Well. He takes children's digestive enzymes.
I mean, you got it covered.
The whole shaboodle. He even says it at dinner now. Because sometimes I'll forget. And he's like, "Mom, where's your enzymes at?" And we just leave them out on the counter. He cracks me up.
I love that.
He's a copy and paste of me for real.
I love that. I love that. I do the same for my family.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a lifestyle. It's going to cost me up front, but I don't care.
Right.
I'm willing to do that for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what love is to me.
Yeah.
If I can tell you wisdom and show you wisdom so that keep yourself healthy on every level in every area, then that helps me to know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
But if I let you make poor decisions before you even know that they're poor decisions, it's just a decision. Okay, well, this is what I'm going to choose because it just tastes good or it looks good. Mm-hmm. And I haven't shown you what your body really needs. Mm-hmm. And you may grow up. I don't think so because I have grown children that still live the life. Mm-hmm. They still live the life. They're still eating their salads. My kids work out. Some of them every day.
Right.
One of them's a personal trainer.
Your kids steady impress me all the time. I'm like, you got some superheroes as kids for real.
And the research they do for themselves, and that's that homeschool. I'm on that homeschool stuff. My kids will go and they're like, "How do you find that out?" "Oh, I researched it." I'm like, "Oh, I absolutely love that." Mm-hmm. So if I introduce something to the family, they're researching it too.
Yep.
I go, "Hey, did you know it did this as well?"
It's
well, hey.
You got to get curious in this world. You got to do your own research because if we start following blindly, we know where that goes.
Yeah, we know where that goes. We can have 2020 every year.
Yeah.
We
got to do the research. I know not everyone's into that. They think it takes a lot of time and there's so much to look at and conflicting information. But at the end of the day, the more you do it, the more you know. And the better you can protect yourself and your family.
And then you get in communities with people that know we're testing this stuff out all the time. We know what works.
Yep.
And so, if sometimes like the metal cup, the metal cups. I had to tell some of my clients about that metal cup. Mm-hmm. It's leaching into your water. Mm-hmm. And so you got aluminum and everything else in there and every other kind of cheap metal. And you got this heavy metal cup.
Yep.
That's leaching into your water.
Right.
And so when we see that kind of stuff, we let them know. So you get involved with a community and of people that can actually kind of help you, guide you. And that's what I love about what we do.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It is a big deal. So I guess we can circle back to the remedies that you would suggest and the supplements now that we covered the basics.
I absolutely love making sure that just the lineup you had, a good food-based multivitamin that you're taking on a consistent basis. This is not the chemical vitamins that you get from the cheap stores. And the cheap stores would be the drugstores, the Walmarts of the world, the Centrums. All those things are not good vitamins.
Yep.
If they're chemical, the body does not speak chemical. So you're gonna see colorful pee, and that's your vitamins right there.
Expensive pee.
Excessive pee. So making sure that you're on a good, strong, and I like two versions of a probiotic. I like a high in the billions, and I like some in the millions.
Some diversity.
Diversity in there. Making sure that they have the good, a good. During the wintertime, we're not converting vitamin D. So being on a good vitamin D, but there again, you can't be spraying chemicals all over that thyroid because
no perfume.
You're not gonna be able to convert it.
You might smell cute, but you ain't looking cute on the inside.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, you're gonna be lacking.
Yeah.
So getting a good vitamin D, I like some zinc supplements, but I don't like just zinc because zinc will throw off copper. So there's some zincs out there that have copper as a balance. So because they're supposed to be twinned together, you need just as much. So you want to do that. I absolutely love enzymes. Enzymes are my, you know me. I come out the pocketbook
every
with them.
meal for real. If we go out to eat, she slams some jokers in the middle of the table. You take your enzymes. Brown ones for this, white ones for this. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. I'm an enzyme. I'm getting a T-shirt. I'm an enzyme girl. It's like I love your liver. Make sure that you are taking care of your liver because your liver will take care of you.
Yeah.
2,000 function. She needs to be with a constant, like a low level detoxing. Every now and again, do yourself there's some liver cleanses out there that'll mildly cleanse you.
Yeah.
Keep you going. That might not be a major thing, but at least you're doing something.
Right. Just housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Yep.
Keep that liver clean. Drink you some burdock root tea and milk thistle tea and just different teas that help the liver. Dandelion. Oh my goodness. Huge. Absolutely huge. Put you some real dandelions in salad. Sometimes they have those on the greens. Right. We might be passing the season where you see that, but if you see some dandelion greens, they're organic, get them in there.
Yep.
Get them in there.
There's ways to make it work.
There's ways to make it work.
To spend $1,000.
Hibiscus is high in vitamin C. It is one of the highest vitamin C teas that you can buy.
Yep.
So drinking hibiscus tea during the winter time, instead of the apple cider, that's probably got chemicals all in it. Drinking some tea.
Yeah. So
I like teas for immunity. They got some immune teas. Now, like I'm saying, don't drink the tea and then do nothing else.
Right.
Because you're going to say it didn't work. No, it didn't. It's not that it didn't work. You didn't have enough on your scale to help you with immunity.
Yeah.
I absolutely love making sure you have things like olive oregano on hand.
Huge.
Garlic.
Yep.
Garlic, clove. These things that are natural to the body to do things like that. But you want to make sure you have these things in your arsenal.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, it's important. And of course, a good vitamin C. And I take mine. We take ours by my chewable is going to be made from oranges and things like that. It's a good one. But it's 500, and then my big ones are 1,000. I don't fool around at 250. You give me 100. You take too many of them.
Right.
So I try to get 500 to 1,000.
Right.
And I try to get a whole lot of them so I don't run out.
Right. Exactly.
You want to have this stuff before anything.
Yep.
There's a good silver and copper blend that I like as well. Made from Sovereign Silver. The Sovereign Silver. Yeah. They got a copper and silver blend.
Yeah.
That's a good arsenal.
That's
tool.
huge.
Yeah,
those are things you just don't want to run out of. Like those are going to be your staples.
Those are stuff you want to get now.
Yeah.
Those things, instead of stocking up on all these chemicals and all the Clorox wipes and all that stuff that's going to kill everything, all the good stuff, stock up on the other stuff. So this way, when you're hit, and I don't take the chemical stuff. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody needs it, but I would love to just have a community where I can just really pour into people about what they can do, because some of the stuff that they're using out there it's not necessarily good for you.
No, I mean
Yeah.
that's a lot of it. So like I said, you just got to be smart, do your research, spend the extra penny if you have to sometimes, when you can.
And it might be a dime.
And it might be a dime. Could be a quarter.
Right.
But at the end of the day, your health is worth it.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Like, you are your biggest investment. I tell people that all the time.
You should be.
People will drop $100 at Target in no time on something you didn't even know you needed until you walked in the store.
Right. I love that.
Like, wait, so let's make a list for some supplements that are actually going to be a benefit other than that.
Right,
new
for sure.
for your couch. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's ways to prioritize our health. We just have to normalize it.
Right. So what we'll do is we'll actually maybe put together an immune package.
Yeah.
And we'll put a link in the
description. Yeah, we'll get it.
Techie stuff.
We'll get it.
We'll put a link there, and we'll do a link. I'll probably be building something like a detox thing too.
Yeah.
Digestive one, so there'll be a detox one, a digestive one, immune one, just in case.
Yeah.
Somebody just like, okay, I don't know what you just said. Just tell me what to buy. There we go.
And that's it.
Yes, there we go.
And the biggest thing is, too, like, you always want to be working on your immune system. You don't want to wait till you're already in a fight.
Oh, my goodness.
You want to build up them resources, because so many people, I see that, they don't do nothing until they get sick.
No, it's
and they throw everything in the
kitchen.
How
about building an immune system so you can bring your health above it where you don't get sick?
Right.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be great?
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be
is
great?
Ideal.
To kind of go through this season and not have to worry about it. You feel like you're going to walk through the fire, and everybody around you might be doing whatever, but you don't have to get sick.
You don't have to.
Even being around sick people, you don't have to be sick.
No, not at all.
Your body can handle it. And then if you get something, it's a little, oh, okay, let me do a little stuff. It's gone. It's not like, oh my gosh, I was down for 3-4 weeks and I'm still coughing. No, build that immune system.
Yeah.
She'll fight back for you.
Huge.
She's got a cape, one of them long capes that be flapping in the wind. She can do it if you build her. Right. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, if you are around the Georgia area, we do take remote clients. We do.
Yes, we do.
But if you are around the Georgia area, or Atlanta, anywhere up north of there, we are in Buford, Georgia.
Yeah.
And we would be more than happy to help you on your journey, whether it's building your immune system or something else. I mean, we are here for total body wellness.
Yes.
That is just our pledge is to help people and discover the root of things that you have going on, and not just work on symptoms and throw another Band-Aid at you.
Yeah.
So, and we do it all from a holistic and natural approach. And we have some incredible modalities here in the office that help boost your immune system, and they work just to build you up from the inside out.
Absolutely.
So you want to dive on that real quick? Because I know we had mentioned wanting to talk about like the infrared sauna and benefits of that too.
Absolutely. So we are privileged to be able to see some clients come in that hadn't sweat since they were kids.
Yep.
And when you build that body and you get those nutrients in and you're working on your health, you're supposed to sweat.
Yeah.
It's a natural channel. If you're not sweating, that means one of your channels, your skin, is closed.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, if skin is closed, then lymphatics are closed.
Yep.
Because lymphatics are under skin. And so that's 2 channels. You got 5. So now you're down to 3 lanes of traffic. And you can't poop and pee and breathe all your toxins out. You have to have those other toxins channels open.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we open up and really deep detox. And it's a comprehensive detox.
Mm-hmm.
It's gentle, but you are actually moving toxins out of the body. I absolutely love seeing the clients, their skin, and their eyes get vibrant. They get vibrant.
Glowing.
We start to see that, skin, like anti-aging effect, really.
Yeah.
How many clients did we go through and we see them like, man, I wish I would have took a before and after picture.
All the time.
Like,
all the time.
I'm talking about decade off.
Right.
Like, wow.
Just their skin looks different.
Right. They look different. Their energy is different. Mm-hmm. Right. And a lot of even our younger people that you can look at them and tell they're inflamed, and so we're working with that and able to see them even look younger. So how do you get younger and you're young?
Yeah.
You can. Absolutely can. So,
exactly.
I love the infrared sauna. And then, we are always, treating the emotions of it for sure. So always loving on our guests so that we can help them emotionally relax. The stresses of the world. Stress is another thing that cripples the immune system. So if you're not handling your stress, So when you come in, we de-stress.
Yep.
We de-stress. We get you for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And when I even putting a hand on you, you're de-stressed and feeling like you can just live again, conquer the world, be your best version of yourself, which is one of my mantras, is to be the best version of myself and help others to do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely love that.
And
for sure.
I hear that all the time. People come in here and they're like, "Oh, it feels like a spa." Yeah. People say their appointments feel like a spa day. Yeah. And I mean, what other doctor's office can you say that in? Yeah. For one.
Yeah, that was my vision.
I want you to be relaxed and feel good and ready to heal.
Yeah, when you relax, you are in a state of rest. Relaxation is where you heal. Yeah. That's where you're going to heal at. If you're all stressed up, bound up, worried, fearful, your body's energy is going to all of that. Right. It can't look inward to say, okay, where can we repair? Right. Where can we get you that restorative sleep where you're regenerating? You can't do that if you are, in a state of
freaking
out. And we live at freak out. So don't think just because you don't, you're not like, you don't feel like you like that, your body's not saying that.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's our difference. Because I can't remember one time I've ever walked into a standard doctor's office and left feeling relaxed. I feel worse than when I went in. I'm like, now I'm scared. You just threatened my life. If you don't do this, you're going to die in a day. It's like, whoa, hold on here. Totally. I just came in here for my ear was bothering me.
We need to take your ear off.
That needs to go. That's a problem.
I'm just Lord. Being facetious. But Lord. you guys are out here. Y'all see this stuff. Y'all see it all the time. I don't get a chance. I don't have to ascribe to that. But I know my options. Right. I know my options, and I rely on my options, and they've always worked for me. Mm-hmm. And to be able to impact the next generation, I have to live it. Mm-hmm. I have to live it so that I can not only show my children, but also teach them alongside. Right. So it's not like, oh, get your kids healthy and you do crazy stuff.
Right, because we do tend to put ourselves on the back burner, and you are equally as important as your children.
Oh, my goodness. They tell you, put your mask on first, and then help the others. It's the truth. It is the truth.
Put them on simultaneously.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep. So get some movement. So we want to do some movement. Go those fall walks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm going to do? And I was talking to an air guy at a naturopathic conference. Exchanging the air in your house.
Right. Open the windows
and get that all of that goodness that is out there. That people, oh my gosh, we become afraid of the wrong things. We need clean air. Yeah, our stuff in our house is off gassing, and depending on how new your house is, as to how much it's off gassing. But I'm sure it's all. I was looking at one article that said they were experiencing uptake or uprise in some of the young Hispanic males breathing in the dust from cutting the granite.
Oh wow!
Man on oxygen at 37.
Whoa!
And I thought, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that construction industry can do some work.
Years ago, they used to talk about radon gas and all that stuff. It just kindly went away. But we got to make sure we exchange that. Let your house get some clean air. Right. Because you actually have, there's, all of the electricity that's in the air, the positive stuff, the negative ions that actually help us to heal are gone as you rebreathe this air. Mm-hmm. So we need to let it back in. Right. Recycle. And recycle. Just recycle it with clean air. Yeah. And so absolutely, I just do new things to help your body. And
it's really little things. You just got to know the things to do.
Yeah.
You just got to know the things to do.
That's why we gotta continue to build our community. Yep. And get this out here. Well, we're here for questions as well.
So we're always here for questions. And I do just want to shout out our group on Facebook. So we do have our Essential Wellness Advantage page, but we also have the EWA Holistic Living Community page that you guys can go ahead and request to follow, and then I can add you guys in there as well. We're always sharing tips and just ways to, stay healthy and keep you and your friends good. And you can share it with them as well. I mean, this is information that is universal. It's good for everybody. It's not just for one group of people. We just want to help everybody that we can. And like I said, if you guys want some more in-person help or you want to talk with us, we are always here for questions like Dr. Carr said. And if you want to book your appointment just to dive more into your health, if you have things that you really want to look at and you're just not feeling right, we are here to help you. We have a comprehensive appointment where we do live blood analysis, look at the health of your blood and your white blood cells like we were talking about, look at parasites, anything really like that. And we also have our scan. Biofeedback scan where we just look at total body. It's absolutely incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
The roadmap to health, we like to say.
Yes, for sure,
so
for sure.
We are always here. So if you guys ever need anything, just be sure to reach out. You can go to our page at www.ewawellness.com, learn more about us and the modalities that we offer. And definitely stay tuned for the next episode. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. We hope you learned a ton about the immune system. And as always, share this with your friends and family so we can help them as well. And we will see you guys on the next one.
Absolutely.